Hi guys. So I'm here to do oh my gosh, sorry, I'm really tired. My May 2016 non-bookish wrap up. So that's going to be podcasts, movies, and TV. I've decided that I'm going to do booktuber shoutouts in a separate video because I'm worried that people aren't watching this, and I want to make sure that if you want to see a shout out, you see the shout out. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so exhausted. The heat right now in Portland is unbelievable. It's about 100 degrees. I can't deal with it. Anyways, I will start with the podcasts. I haven't been listening to that many podcasts. I mean, not that many new podcasts. So I have three to talk about again. But unless I start listening to new things, I'm not really going to have much to say on this front in the future. So the first one that I'm going to talk about is my favorite of these three, and it is the Beef and Dairy Network. And oh my gosh, it is so funny. It comes out once a month, and it's only like 20 minutes, not even like 15 minutes, and it is absolutely hilarious. The podcast is supposed to be for people who are want to know more about or are interested in the beef and like dairy herd, production or whatever, and it kills me. It is 100% not real. It's like a fake thing, but it's just super clever, and it is not that much of a time commitment. I think there's 11 episodes out right now, and again, it comes out once a month. So it's super easy to catch up on and listen to. And gosh, there's a yogurt episode specifically that kills me because they make a lot. It's really funny. So yeah, that's a comedic podcast, I guess, if you're into that. I also have two bookish podcasts. The first one is Drunk Booksellers. This one is it started by two separate booksellers. So it's like two friends who are booksellers. One is Seattle-based, and the other one might be Chicago-based. I'm not sure. That one doesn't come out super frequently, and I'm caught up on it, so I haven't, listened to it in a bit. But there are two booksellers, and then they always bring on an extra bookseller, and they kind of like interview the bookseller. And so they talk about, like, what's your desert island pick? What's your auto recommend? Like, how'd you get into book selling and stuff? So it's got very conversational, and they talk a lot about the book industry and books, and I like that. So it's good. It's not my favorite bookish podcast, though, I will be honest. But it's another one that there aren't a bunch of episodes, and they're not super long, I don't think. I think they might be like 30 minutes, so it's pretty easy to catch up on, and it comes out fairly infrequently, so I don't, it's not, I don't mind listening to it. Yeah, it's really fun. The first episode that they did was for Indie Bookstore Day, not this year, but last year, and I did like a little rundown. They did all of the bookstores in Seattle for the Indie Bookstore Day, and interviewed some of those booksellers and stuff. So it was really cool. And then the next one that I have is The Readers. I don't remember what the names of these guys are either. I think it's Tom and I don't remember. But it's two guys just talking about things related to books. They don't specifically talk about specific books. It's not like, oh, these are the new books that are coming out like all the books does. It's more like they pick a topic like lending books or your library or, bookish pet peeves or something like that. So every single episode, they do talk about what they're reading, but each episode has a specific theme that is related to books and like readers and things that we like. And so I think it's really fun. It's basically like a YouTube video, like a booktube channel with two people, except it's audio only, so it's better because you can listen to it in the car. So those are the podcasts that I have for you. And then I'm going to talk about TV. I finished Buffy. Technically, I finished Buffy like 2 days ago, but I finished. I'm so... I want to start watching it again already. I don't know what to do with my life. I guess there's a bunch of other TV shows that exist in the world, though, so I should probably watch those. But I'm so happy we finally finished. I remembered specifically the ending, and trying to keep it in and not spoil Jake was so difficult because It's so good. So I'm really, really excited to start the graphic novel soon. My goal is to just read one graphic novel a month, but I might have to do more than that because I really, really want to read all of Buffy. So we'll see what happens. And then Angel, obviously, as well. Also, last month, I binge watched season 1 of Scream. I think season 2 just started, so I might have to internet search to see if I can watch it on the internet before it comes out on Netflix Instant. But Scream was so good. I thought it was so smart. I am obsessed. Like, those movies are I just love them so much. They're my perfect slasher comedy teen flick. I absolutely love them. And I thought they did a great job with the show. It was really good. The way that they incorporated everything that exists now that did not exist like in the late 90s or whenever the movies came out. I don't remember. I watched them when I was young. But the way they incorporated all that, like podcasts and Twitter and text messaging and, the app to change your voice as opposed to like before they had like the little like machines to change the voice and the ability to have your number not be shown and like all of this stuff. I don't know, just the way that they incorporated it was really good. My only pet peeve about it, which is kind of probably crazy on my end, is that they didn't show any of the deaths. I don't remember specifically in the Scream movies if they show it or not. And not that I love watching people die and like blood and guts, but it was really frustrating because there's like specific scenes where the person's going to die because of what's happening. You just know it's going to happen. It's just like you can see it's about to happen and then it cuts away and it shows the reaction of someone else's face or like, whatever. It goes on to the next scene. And that kind of bothers me. I don't know why. I guess it's an MTV show, so they can't really show too much blood and guts because of the fact that it's on MTV and not like a movie that you can do whatever you want. But yeah, if you're a fan of the Scream movies, I would recommend it. It does have kind of like that really clean, I don't know how to describe it, but like a teenage show or movie nowadays has this like very distinct, like clean look, and all of the girls have perfectly straightened hair and wear perfect makeup and have beautiful bodies, or not beautiful, everyone's body is beautiful, but like, super skinny and like all of this stuff. And so it has that aspect that kind of annoys me, like everyone's too pretty. I don't, you don't need to be super pretty, like, but whatever. Like what's this, I forget what the name of the guy is that I love from the first Scream movie, The Friend. Oh my gosh, Matthew Lillard. I absolutely love Matthew Lillard. He's not who I would consider a pretty person, but like I'm in love with him and he's wonderful. But you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like this too clean, perfect hair, whatever. So that's kind of annoying, but I thought they incorporated the technology really well and they did a really, really good job of like keeping to the same basic format of the Scream movies with like the meta-ness of those movies. They definitely keep that in this show, and oh god, it was so good. Oh, it was so good. So then the next thing I guess I'm gonna talk about really, really fast since I'm almost out of time. Well, almost out of time. This is too long. I watched 3 movies only last month. I watched Junior, Tusk, and Ghost Dog. I did not like any of these movies. Well, that's, I guess, a lie. I just didn't like them very much, So Junior, in case you don't know, is a Danny DeVito, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie where Arnold Schwarzenegger is a researcher and they're trying to find out how to get people pregnant, I think. But they're cutting his funding, and so they're like, oh no, what do we do? Oh, I know, let's just impregnate Arnold Schwarzenegger and then everything will be fine. Besides the fact that like all of this is medically impossible, I was trying really, really hard not to say that out loud so many times, but it was super frustrating. And yeah, it was a funny, silly movie. Oh, Emma Thomas, is that her name? I think it's that. The famous British actress who's in everything. She was in it, and she was a riot because she's a super klutz. She's also a scientist in the movie. But yeah, it was fun. Whatever. I'm probably not going to watch it again, or if I do, like it'll be in 10 years. And the next movie that I watched was Tusk. Claire from the Book Fox told me to watch this movie. I think it was one of the Friday Night Frights picks, but just thinking about it is making me kind of want to vomit. This is the story of Justin Long, who I despise. I despise Justin Long. I'm so sorry if you're watching this. You're probably a great guy. You're definitely not watching this. I just don't like you. I don't think you're a good actor. So I don't like Justin Long. I don't think he's funny. I don't know. Something about him just rubs me the wrong way. So starts off, he's the main character. And not only is he the main character, but he's a super, super big jerk. Like, he is a big, big jerk in the movie. And, sorry, I'm playing with my pen. And he's horrible. He runs a podcast with the guy from The Sixth Sense, Haley Joel Osment, something like that. And they are running a podcast. And basically, the podcast is where they make fun of people. And it's horrible. And so there's this guy in Canada whose leg gets cut off, so they're going to go interview him and then make fun of him, and just Justin Long is going to go. And then somehow or other he gets kidnapped by this guy who's obsessed with walruses for some reason and wants to make him, it's so weird. I don't really care about spoiling anything because I think it's too weird. She told me to watch it because I said that I really like weird movies, but I guess I should have, I don't know. I couldn't, it was so uncomfortable. They're like trying to make jokes when you couldn't really make jokes, and like the walrus thing made me want to vomit. It reminded me a lot of the Human Centipede, this like psycho guy trying to make humans into things that aren't what humans should be or doing. And it made me very sick to my stomach. It was just like sick. It was really sick. I wouldn't recommend it unless you like watching that kind of stuff, I guess. But it was just too much for me. Like it felt at times that it was trying to be funny, but like this is not funny. I will say, actually, let me rewind. It was creepy. It was creepy up to a certain point. So the whole movie, oh gosh, I actually got goosebumps thinking about it. The guy who's crazy, he is really good at being crazy, and the whole front part before things start to really get insane, it's like, like, you know, it was spooky and unsettling, and it was creepy, but then things just took a really bad turn, and I kind of wanted to throw up, cry. I wasn't sure how to feel inside. I just don't ever want to, like, I can't get that image out of my head now of Justin Long as a walrus, and I wish that I could. Anyways, and so the last movie that I watched was Ghost Dog, which is a Forrest Whitaker movie where he's a hitman for some mob guys, and Jake really I feel bad because I make Jake watch, you know, Buffy and Angel and all this stuff and LOL and all these crap movies that I watch for this stupid podcast that I listen to, and he really wanted to watch Ghost Dog, so I was like, okay, fine, you can have one. And it was okay. I just don't get it. Like, he loves this movie, and I just don't get it. It's a solid 3, I guess. Like, it was good, but it was really uncomfortable because there's times when Forrest Whitaker, I think that's his name, the guy from The Last King of Scotland, I'm pretty sure his name is Forrest Whitaker, he, like, would be doing all this samurai stuff, and, like, every time he would shoot someone, he would, like, his gun back into his holster, and it's like, what are you doing? I know it's like part of your thing, and he's really into, you know, samurai culture and whatever, and that's totally fine. It's just, I've never been a fan of that kind of genre of movie. Like, I don't know. It's just not my thing. So yeah, it was, I guess, a solid movie. It was not a solid movie for me. It's not my preference. So I didn't like it. It's just the gun part, putting it back in. It was so weird. So yeah, those were the things I watched and listened to last month. Let me know if you have any movie suggestions or podcast suggestions or TV suggestions, because I will probably do that. It's a lot easier to watch movies or TV shows that people, TV shows no, but it's a lot easier to watch movies that people suggest to me than it is to read books that people suggest to me, because I can get the movie for free. We've got like a DVD rental place over here in Portland, so hey. Well, not for free, but you know, for like $2, so it's fine. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a good end of the weekend. It's almost Monday.